When it comes to owning a lifted truck, you'll find that many different people have different reasons as to why they own a lifted truck. Some comical, some practical, and some just for attention and followers, and others, well, because, you know, the whole tiny... Yeah. Anyway, as the leaders in the wheel and tire suspension industry, we had to bring you the truth about owning a lifted truck. First off, we have some unbiased facts, okay? Lifted trucks look better, you get more girls, and overall you command presence on the road. There's no denying that when you see a Chad doing 98 miles per hour in his blacked out Duramax down the highway, you know that he knows that he's cool. He took his dad's old work truck, murdered it out, and now owns the high school parking lot. Okay, so maybe not all of that is a great reason to own a lifted truck, but there are actually some valuable points to make here. So first off, the feeling of driving your truck down a country road with the windows down, country music turned up, and your dog by your side just can't be replicated in a Honda Civic. It's just not the same. And I guess I don't really know how to explain the feeling to someone who doesn't understand trucks, because it's just one of those things that it puts a smile on your face and reminds you that life is good, even if your check engine light is on, but I wouldn't worry about that. Trucks give you a lot more freedom to do other things too. I'm sure you've seen the photos of people loading up like snowmobiles and dirt bikes onto the roofs of their beater cars, but that's just not realistic for most people to do. Driving a pickup means you've got room to haul your ATV, your dirt bikes, your snowmobiles, or pull a trailer to haul your side-by-side or a boat, or move a couch for the 47th time because your friends all know you're the guy with the truck. You can't buy friendship, we all know that, but I know of like 3 or 4 things that pretty much guarantee more friends. First off, it's hot tubs, then pickup trucks and trailers. Trust me, everybody's gonna come out of the woodwork and ask to borrow your stuff with the old like, hey man, how you been? After you haven't seen that guy since high school, which was like 6 years ago. Now, of course, there are a few guys out there that fit the lifted truck owner starter pack memes that are floating around, and they kind of give the rest of us a bad reputation. So these are the Kyles, and they've got their Rock Revival jeans with their Affliction t-shirt, they've got their hat backwards, and they're slamming monsters at the track parking lot. Truth is, if you're one of these Kyles, there's a 99% chance that you've got a Fox Racing sticker on the back window of your truck, probably in some sort of lime green or bright orange color. And I'm not talking about Fox shocks, that's a whole different thing. I mean the full-on Fox head from Fox Racing's motocross division. But when it comes to actually riding, there's a high probability that this guy doesn't actually race. When it comes to the build list, it's a guarantee. You can see Moto Metal wheels, probably some Nitto tires, maybe Toyos, and probably a rough country lift. But you know what? When it comes down to it, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their own style and their own way of doing things and their own way of living their life. And sometimes having a certain vehicle makes you feel like you need to be a part of a certain culture. And I think that's definitely true in the truck scene. I mean, if I'm gonna rip on myself here, every time I hop in my boat, I throw on my Red Bull hat and I think I'm Parks Bonifay when I know damn well that I can't wakeboard for shit and Red Bull is definitely not sponsoring me. But I've got the hat, I've got all the pro gear, and I've got plenty of stickers to let everybody know just how serious I am when it comes to wakeboarding. So many truck owners out there match their personality with their truck, and sometimes the truck actually shapes someone's personality. So you might find a guy with an old GMC work truck that throws his raggedy old ball cap on and a pair of work gloves, and then you might find a guy with the same GMC pickup truck that went crazy with lights and halos and wheels and tires, suspension, tint, the list goes on and on. But he's got his rocks on over his Ariat boots on his feet that probably never even touched the mud. There's a 100% chance that we're using footage of Johnny Huey's truck right now. I do have to mention that Johnny is actually still a hardworking guy who gets his hands dirty, but he gets so much shade thrown at him for having a show vehicle. But owning a lifted truck does come with some pitfalls. So let's talk about not fitting into the drive-through, having a heck of a time trying to fit in a parking ramp, dealing with like 3.7 miles per gallon, and having your cab corners fall off from rust, especially here in Wisconsin. It just tends to happen. And probably the biggest one is getting ripped on by car owners all the time. So their favorite arguments are always how trucks aren't efficient, and everyone talks about hauling stuff and off-roading, but never actually does. But when it comes down to it, who cares what they think, because it's your truck and you can do whatever you want. We'd actually love to see your truck and let you brag about it. So if you'd like it showcased on our social media, you can add your best photos to the gallery on our website at customoffsets.com/gallery, and we'll get it posted. At the end of the day, we can all agree that trucks have a bunch of different purposes, and whether yours is lifted or it's lowered or you just have a stock truck for now, I'm sure it gets the job done for you. So we can't really nail down the truth about owning a lifted truck with how diverse the truck community is, but if you want to drop the things you love and the things you hate in the comments below, there's a good chance we'll probably make a video on those kind of topics. Peace.